Biggest stars as a coach on The Voice, and now a new biographer is revealing a lot more about the country music legend Keith Urban.
Like so many artists before him, Keith didn't have an easy ride to fame, but he did have some luck along the way, like how he came to meet his beautiful wife, Nicole Kidman.
And the author of Keith Urban's biography, Jeff Apter, joins us now. Morning to you, Jeff.
Good morning, guys.
Keith was already famous before he met Nicole. But really, there was something about their love affair that people just really like, isn't there?
Yeah, I think it put him into the mainstream. You know, at that point, he was a country music star, particularly in America, big star in America. But once you're married to, someone of Hollywood status, things change dramatically. I also think television has changed his image a lot. It's made him much more of a mainstream star. For instance, just the other day, the 80-year-old woman in Number 8 pulled me up and said, "I believe you've written a book about that fellow on the television."
Oh, there you go.
And to me, he's always a musician. He's a musician first.
That's exactly right. The beauty of this biography really is that you've documented Keith's career right from the beginning. How did he get his big break in music, and where did it all begin in your mind?
It began with his dad Bob. He was a huge country music fan. Keith was growing up in Caboolture. Bob, there should be a book written about him. He was an American music fan. He drove a big American gas guzzler in Caboolture, and he ran the local tip. So he was the colourful local identity.
There's a series in that.
Oh, totally. And so Keith would look at Bob's records, which was Johnny Cash, it was Charlie Pride, it was Glenn Campbell, it was all these country classics. And he kept saying Nashville, Nashville, Nashville. What is this Nashville? Keith as a 9 and 10-year-old was going, is it a place? Is it a person? And he really embraced it to the point where he said, even when he was very young, Nashville is my destiny. It was always going to be Nashville. It wasn't Tamworth, even though he had great success there. Nashville was his pot of gold. And of course, selling country music back to the Americans, that's like selling ice to the Eskimos.
Yeah, right.
It's not easy.
What a lovely way of
He set himself the biggest musical test of all, really.
And succeeded.
Yeah, and succeeded. Well, it took a while.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of struggle, but he eventually got there.
Yeah, and some luck along the way, including how he met his wife, Nicole.
It was at a G'day Australia function in LA, which just sounds like the corniest thing of all. And the interesting thing was Keith wasn't on the guest list originally. It was going to be, I think it was going to be Delta Goodrem. Right. And through a bit of power broking and lobbying behind the scenes, he got put as one of the honorees. And that's how he got to meet Nicole. And I think there was sparks immediately. And within a few months, they were being written about in gossip magazines.
Well, he's universally loved, isn't he?
Yeah,
He'll be glad he lobbied, won't he?
Yeah.
Everything could have spun out. You would have been a totally different story we'd be talking about if that didn't happen.
Wouldn't it have? He's done so well to make, the country music, bring the cool to country music. Not that it's not there, but to popularise it.
That's really well said, actually.
It's been lovely.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's done. Yeah, because it was Slim Dusty, and it was slouch hats, and it was, blokes in utes. It's not that anymore.
It's not that anymore.
Not with Keith.
Not
He
at all.
really put a bit of rock and roll flash to it as well. Yeah.
All right, great, Jeff. Thank you.
Jeff, thank you so much, and
Pleasure,
congratulations on the book. It looks absolutely fantastic.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Well, coming up.